Howdy fellas, Frankie Day back here on YouTube. Today on YouTube I have the update #1 start of my build. Pre-war service of 1935-1941. Folks, I've been at my Bolo a little bit last night after I made my video on my completion of Warren's Cold War Classics featuring my C-124 Glowmaster, Oh Shaky. On the console, on the cockpit forward, I started out with that. I always start with the cockpit stuff and end up with the rest, and finally the closure of the fuselage halves. I got the cockpit floor all done, the seats are all done, and I have the radio navigator compartment all done. It's all in one unit right there in the fuselage area, folks, in the front of the cockpit area, I should say. The active part of the section was with the observer, and also your tail gunner and your gondola gunner in the bottom. They got a compartment that's all separate right there. I had no idea that the Digby, the old Bolo, had armament on it, but kit comes with four 30 caliber machine guns that they used back during that period of time, and they were all housed inside the aircraft instead of being exploded as that of a bomber. Such it was designed for in the first place. But when the war eventually got started, the Bolo was considered obsolete before its time. So other things came off the drawing board, guys, that superseded its design. So that's why they felt that it was obsolete. Even Jamie Doolittle considered the Bolo bomber obsolete during his initial attack on the Empire of Japan in the Doolittle raid. And like I say, the Bolo was its first candidate. They said, I think it's 200 power, it's too damn old, and it's too darn big, won't get up the deck of an aircraft carrier, and it's on its way out of the service anyway. You got no use for it. We got better stuff coming out. That's when we submitted the B-25, which fit the bill. And Ernest England history, and became one of the Allies and us in the United States most favored model aircraft ever designed and built and used during the war. Okay, getting back to the Bolo. You got to excuse me not using my other camera right there. This is going to be just an update. It shows you how much I got done on the Bolo. And when the best build progresses, I'll switch over to the other camera, which will be pretty soon anyway. After doing the reading the instructions on the kit itself, it has the photo etch parts, and they got a little film sheet that's supposed to be the dial console that fits on the control board in front of the cockpit for the pilots. And comes in they got a photo etch piece that fits right over the film. So actually, the film was sandwiched between the plastic, the kit's console panel. And also you got the photo etch panel, which closes it up. Adds a little spice of detail to it. So that's done lastly after I get the cockpit all done, because right now I got the seats all glued into position. And oh, believe you me, they got a lot of, for 1/72 scale, they got a lot of real fine, small photo etch parts. I'm kind of thinking about leaving those out, because they ain't going to be seen anyway, and they're too minute to look at anyway and put on, so the effect of the detail itself will speak for itself. Okay, guys, about an hour ago, I just got done spraying the interior parts chromate green. I'll give it a silver wash that will highlight the details a lot better from the inside. Then follow up with a black wash. Right now, I'm letting the chromate green dry, so I got the fuselage, starting with the fuselage here. I'll slowly move it in. That's all been airbrushed chromate green. This is the left fuselage section. The right fuselage half section has been all painted chromate green. And here's a cockpit department, which is very, very small. I'm getting as close as I can to this camera, guys. You get a basic idea we're dealing with. So I got the seats composed of 2 parts per seat. You got the frame mount that fits in the back of the seat that excludes the seat itself, so there's 2 parts to that seat. On the pilot's control yoke, there's exactly 2 pieces. You got the pilot's wheel itself and the yoke itself. That's installed too. And right over here, this is the beginning of the nose gunner's framing that fits in front of the cockpit. And right behind it over here, that's where the instrument panel goes at. So that, like I said, that's composed of 3 pieces. You got the film pieces, which is sandwiched in between the ejection molded piece gives you the kit, and plus the floater wedge piece fits over it. And right around, switch around here just a little bit to get a little better idea here. This must be the navigator or the radio seats, radio compartment seats that's been there, and that fits exactly right on the same floor. So that's a feature that was actually eliminated as a progressive World War II aircraft entered the service. And lastly, I painted crewmate green. This is the rear department right here. And the observer department fits across here, and he climbs down through here, and there's a door that fits right here. And this door will come down like this, and the observer can actually get inside the gondola itself, and in case if you got any offending aircraft that's coming into view, especially foes, and they can be shot down. But that was just an obsolete feature they've incorporated in the model itself. So basically, the Bolo was on its way out by early as 1943. They had some foreign services using as coastal command duties, and a lot of Army Air Corps use them as trainers for bombardiers. And also use the AT-11 Kansas, which is a Beechcraft with a greenhouse nose fitted inside there. And the Bolo was a very interesting airplane. It's crossbreed between a DC-3 and the bomber placement it was designed for itself. This Bolo is going to be done exactly as the illustration behind me. And Station Hickenfield, Bellows-Field, Hawaii, Honolulu. And it was destroyed during the attack of Pearl Harbor. And that'll be the paint schedule and the build of this model. At first, I elected to go ahead and paint it OD green with light gray underside. But no, I'm not going to make it natural aluminum. So right now, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and use my plate, my special plate paint I use, or go ahead and paint it with tin foil. And I'm thinking very seriously, just go ahead and tin foil would work quite reasonably well on this, though. But since this thing's such a precision kit and everything, I'll just go ahead and use my aluminum paint that I used on my Globemaster and also my F100. And that'd be that. Mark on those B-17s. I haven't forgotten about those B-17s, buddy. They're in the way in the mail. They got to get the mail system out there in Las Vegas, Nevada. They only run 2 or 3 days a week out there. That's what I was told. And going through the motions of getting to the shop, get to me to get to you is going to take just a little time. It'll get there, guys. I haven't forgotten about that. The model's already been paid already. I paid cash for it on the barrel. I bought and paid for. Just a matter of getting them. I was kind of surprised that Don didn't really get on that much about it, though. But he raised Cain, and so they'll be here, buddy. And just have a little patience, buddy. Okay, back to the Bolo, guys. So anyway, that kind of concludes update number 1 of Frankie Day's pre-war service, 1935 to 1941. On the next video presentation of this group build will be the completion of the interior parts, and it'll be mounted on the fuselage, then the closure will be done. Then I go to the other parts. The seats come with a lot of photo etch parts like seat belts. I'll add those in. Another good unique feature too, I noticed on the photo etch sheet that they gave you, the parts already been pre-painted already. So hey, that's less work for me to worry about. So anyway, so that'll eliminate that. All I gotta do is cut them off the carrier sheet and install them on top of the pilot seats, and then I'm good to go. And I found out all those resin parts of our cockpit and also the machine guns that the 30 caliber machine guns that the Bolo used. They're incorporated in resin form. So actually, this is a limited multimedia kit. And again, like to hence this forward, that this is not a beginner's kit either. I've also noticed too, I don't know if I announced it on the inbox build report preview, that there's no alignment holes where the fuselage will they line up perfectly. There's none at all, like that of the Globemaster. Fuselage has got to be made precise and exact, and using liquid cement or even CA. You got to work at one section at a time, make sure it's perfect fit, and flip it over on the bottom side up, and do the bottom side, and it's all done. The same thing with the wings. All these parts that are made together have no alignment pin holes, male and female alignment holes for them to fit, so you know what they're in. Like that of Monogram and Revell and Tamiya and the rest of them. And so that makes us keep unique too, especially in construction wise. Well, I try to fit the fuselage. The fuselage and this goes together. Oh man, miles a lot better than the Globemaster. The rodent kit of the Globemaster is a piece of work, boys. So anybody's got this kit, attack it very carefully and plan ahead for mistakes that's going to come up. Because there's poses a lot of problems, so you got to think the problems out. So that's what experience comes in building these kind of the kits. Although they look simple enough in kit form, but when you put them together, it's a whole different world, boys. Whole different world, different from night and day. Well, right now that concludes my update. Number one on my pre-war service, 1935-1941 group build. The group build will terminate as late as the 5th of December of next month. Then I'll take a vacation on group builds. You guys go ahead and build whatever you want to build, and I'll build what I want to build. And if any of the group builds are pretty favorable in my way, I'll join in. And I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. I thank everybody for your comments, replies, tips. All that is great. Good food for thought for me. Makes me feel good. Makes me smile. And happy modeling. Get AC glue on your hands. Use nail polish remover. Gone. And we'll stand by for number 2 of my update build. And we'll catch you later, boys. You guys have a very nice day. And take care of yourselves. May God bless. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, fellas.